Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Today is the 5th of July and I'm about to set off for my onward journey in Norway on my motorbike, and I thought I'll just give you a little tour on where I was staying. So this is the place I had booked last night. It's got the usual bits and pieces. It's fairly cozy. It's got 4 beds in here, quite a large room, and this was my bed. And in the kitchen, it's got the usual bits and pieces that you normally need. I've made myself my breakfast, again, cereal, a bit of pastry that I bought yesterday, and a coffee made in this little gizmo. And I'm just basically ready to go, and that's my kit just getting dried up, which was nice. And the bike is just parked over there, loaded up and just waiting for me. Okay, so that's where we are today. I'm just about to start. It's again a little bit temperamental on the rain side of things, so we'll take it as it goes. I'm going to put my full gear on, again the bumblebee mode. So that's how it's going to be today. I think later on it might be okay, but certainly for the start of the journey it is how it is. Okay, I'm still going to do my journey which I'd planned for a number of months, so I'm not going to change that. So that's how it is. Okay, speak to you later. Bye. This is what I look like in the bumblebee mode. It is always a bit of a mission trying to get on the bike. So, okay, here we are. Once I start, it's okay. It's a bit of a dirt road before I get to the main road. Okay, I'm on the main road now, and today's journey is about 230 kilometers, 4 hours of ride. Time right now is 10 to 10, obviously in the morning. You never know in Norway what is morning or afternoon, because the sun sets quite late anyway. So I'm not very far from the Norway-Swedish border, and I'm heading towards the Atlantic Road. I have to stay somewhere in the middle tonight, maybe camping. Last night it wasn't camping. Last night, yesterday was a fantastic day. If you haven't seen the video, have a look at yesterday's videos. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. I loved the ride. Scenery, it was just open Swedish roads. It wasn't a motorway, so I really enjoyed the ride. This morning I wake up, I was trying to plan whether I should take what time I should leave, and the weather is just so kind of temperamental. It just changes every 5 minutes basically. You've got small patches of rain here, and you're just not going to miss it basically. So I decided to go with the full bumblebee mode today, and just be safer, and because it's quite difficult to put on the kit as if it starts to rain and then you have to put the rain gear on. I'll explain to you sometime during the day today. Anyway, today the journey is like that. So 4 hours I'm just going to enjoy myself, and I thought I'll put the camera on right now and just take the opportunity, because the weather could be anything really during the day, but that's how it is. It is fairly windy right now, but I think what I was trying to avoid this morning was that black cloud, and it was basically passing over to the right across the road, pretty much for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in my journey. So I hope I've avoided the Thai hotel. What is this telling me? Oh, there's a campsite in 700 meters. I have to remember that the speed limit here is 80 kilometers per hour, and if you go over it, the fines are quite steep. I have no plans to do that. This morning when I woke up, I was checking the weather conditions and also looking at the Google Maps, and Google Maps was telling me there are 3 ways to get to the place I wanted to go to towards the end of the day. And the difference wasn't that much. One was 3 hours 2 minutes, another 3 hours 4 minutes, and another was 3 hours and about 20 minutes. And you know, in that moment you're trying to see what is the best route, and it is quite difficult to actually choose between you know, these 3 routes, for example, because you've got no idea if you hadn't planned it. You've got no idea what you're going to miss if you follow one route or the other. So I was so happy to know. Obviously, I've planned my trip in using the My Route app, and there's a certain route I chose for this day, and that is what I'm doing. And I know for sure that that route is fantastic in terms of scenery, and I'm just going to make the best use of my time. So thank you to My Route app. The decision in the morning was quite easy. As you can see, the rain is still with me. I think that's one of the rest places, that one there, I believe. It's called the rest areas. There's hundreds of them around the roads. I might have to put a little bit of gaffer tape around the speakers, or the mics I should say, on the GoPro media mode. It's got some mics which I want to protect, I think. I don't really need to protect it, but it's just, you know, I don't really use the media mode on its own without the mic, external mic anyway, so. But you never know, might need to use it in the future, so I'll put some gaffer tape when I get the chance. Okay, the rain has stopped for a while, and I'm on this kind of a dirt track now, and it could be as long as 30 kilometers, but it's a fairly clean road, nothing too aggressive. Obviously a bit of a gravel on the roads, got to be careful. So but so far it's looking good. Temperature has plummeted to 10 degrees C. I do have some winter gloves, but I haven't taken them out. I haven't even switched on the heated grips yet, so didn't really feel that cold. But I guess if I'm doing 80 kilometers per hour on this at this temperature, maybe after a half an hour or so I'll feel the cold. So in that case I can put the heated grips on, or maybe get my winter gloves out. Last night when I arrived at the campsite, which I had planned to stay there, the whole day was fine, but towards the end, when the rain was kind of lingering, I arrived right at the campsite and it basically started chucking down. I was checking the prices. The price there was around, I think, £20, and for the night, for the tent with the motorbike, which was quite reasonable. And I couldn't quite work out, because at a lot of these campsites you have to pay for the electricity and other bits and pieces, so I couldn't see from the signboards if it was free, and also showers, for example. So it could have been about maybe 25 quid, which is still reasonable anyway. But the rain kind of intimidated me a little bit, so I wasn't 100% sure how the weather is going to be holding, and I couldn't get the weather app to work with the rain radar, so I couldn't see, how the weather is going to be. And given that it was already chucking down, and if you are a biker, you know what I mean, that when it is chucking down and you're trying to find out what the best course of action is, it's not easy, because you're obviously trying to work it out from the phone screen is wet, your hands are wet, you can't quite figure out what exactly to do. Anyway, so a little bit later, rain calmed a little bit, so I hopped over to the booking.com. There was a accommodation available about a kilometer away, and maybe a couple of kilometers away, and it was for £53, I think, the one I showed you earlier. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. So whilst I was there, I hadn't checked any reviews, nothing, so I booked it and messaged the guy to say, hey, I'm on the way over, I'll be there in 10-15 minutes. And then he messaged back to say that he's in the town right now and he's going to send me a detailed message of how to get in. So he did later on, and in that message it said that basically you get in, it's 5 I think bedroom or 4 bed facility, entire place, and it's all to myself, nobody else has booked it. So but then he said that you have to pay for the electricity, you have to pay for the bed liners, and I thought, okay, well, this might turn out to be quite expensive. Anyway, I got there, got in. It was a reasonable place, and I was still contemplating whether it was the best move for me. And at that time, the rain stopped, and it was absolutely clear skies. And I thought, okay, camping probably would have been the best thing to do. And I kept in that sort of thinking mode for a good couple of hours, and then I received a message from the chap to say, hey, you're only here for one night, don't bother with electricity, so everything is included. Well, that relaxed me a little bit, and so then I decided to basically make the best use of the time, and I washed my dirty clothing, and it was basically, made the best of it then. It was quite nice. So overall, it was still looking, maybe camping could have been an option. And then it was about 10 o'clock at night, then the thunders started to happen. I think the thunder continued until about 2 a.m. And then after that it was clear again. Now, camping, I probably would have survived, but and obviously I've got the tent that it's good for the rain and everything else, and I've got the what do you call that, the sleeping bag also, which is good for this sort of weather. I do have some winter clothing which will help me. I went into Decathlon before I set off for the trip and bought myself some skiing socks, 2 sets of skiing socks, and also skiing base layers, which are basically thermals. They're like pajamas in the top, and I decided to get 2 of them. just in case if at night I am at the campsite and it starts to get really cold, then I can put both layers on, and then inside my sleeping bag, hopefully that will protect me from the cold. So I think I've got the gear, I think, okay. And then on top of that, I managed to find it's kind of a foil layer. It's just a foil, basically, not foil, but it's just like a reflective foil thing, which you can basically put. I'm going to put it underneath the mattress to protect me for any cold, kind of creeping through from the ground. So I've tried the best I could, but given the price of these things, they start to climb quite a lot if you go for the best kit. There you go. There's someone. Oh, what's happening? There's someone camping, but it's not camping. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. Now, I'm doing about 60 kilometers an hour here, so it's a reasonable speed. I've got 29 kilometers to go, which will happen not very slow, so that's okay. So far, so good.